The Himalayan street-oriented brother is coming to the United States thanks to Royal Enfield. The Scram 411 is a simplified version of Royal Enfield's tiny ATV that costs $200 less than the $5,299 Himalayan. The motorcycle business has long subscribed to the notion that more is better. The theme of less is more has been reversed in the design of the new 2023 Royal Enfield Scram 411. Given the intended audience and use of the Scram, that makes sense. With 7 color graphic combination options created by creative lead and group manager Darlene Vogel, the Scram 411 has a slim and tidy appearance. The little plate near the front of the fuel tank was the sole visual that made me pause and think. An urban badge plate is what it is referred to as in the product documentation. It functions something like an extended tank badge and might even provide some kind of damage protection for the fuel tank in the event of a drop. The reduced vibration, the 2-valve long-stroke air oil-cooled fuel-injected engine is counterbalanced. Maximum torque is listed as 23.6 feet-pounds at 4250 rpm, with a claimed crankshaft output of 24.3 horsepower at 6500 rpm. At idling, the upswept exhaust has a gentle tone, and at highway speeds, it has a pleasant throb. The chassis was created by Harris Performance, a company situated in Hereford, England, not far from the Welsh border. It is a half-duplex split-cradle unit. In 2015, Royal Enfield's parent business, Iker Motors, purchased Harris Performance. Harris also supports collaboration with other companies, despite the fact that a large portion of his effort is focused on the Royal Enfield product range. The newly built one-piece step seat offers a comfortable all-day ride on the wide, rural 2-lane road. With my height of 5'6", the 31-inch seat height and nearly ideal ergonomics work nicely for me in stop-and-go traffic. Over 6 foot, riders might experience discomfort. The semi-knobby tires look the part of a scrambler while providing excellent grip and control in on- or off-road situations. The handlebars are the perfect width to provide the rider a secure feeling of control. The brakes on the Scram are serviceable but uninspired. The Himalayan's front and rear single-disc brakes are enough for slowing the motorcycle down in the mud. However, on the street, it takes work to get the full power out of the front 300mm disc, which is clamped by a 2-piston caliper, and the rear 240mm disc, which is clamped by a single-piston caliper. The clutch pull is low, although the 5-speed transmission occasionally exhibited notchiness when downshifting numerous gears. The suspension offers a fantastic ride for a daily commute. The linkage-assisted shock controls 7 inches of rear wheel movement, and the 41mm fork has a 7.5-inch stroke. The suspension of the 2023 Royal Enfield Scram 411 manages the washboard surface brought by frost heaves. Even on flat pavement, the suspension exhibits weakness when turning at high speeds. Long sweepers at motorway speeds and higher cause a slight bike wobble to start, which intensifies as the speed rises or the bend becomes tighter. The instrumentation is easy to understand and pleasing to the ear. There aren't any different ride modes or other settings to change or pay attention to. An LCD panel that displays the fuel gauge, odometer, and gear position is framed by an analog speedometer. There is no tachometer, and the digital display readouts are a little bit small, but it is a minor flaw. Short commutes on the freeway would be acceptable, but the Scram is much more content traveling between 45 and 60 miles per hour. When the wind is not present, the upright seating position is comfortable, and the engine doesn't need to be wound up too tightly.